started when I was working at the Ag Lab in Peoria. That's the National Center for Agricultural Utilization Research. It's a federal research facility with the Agricultural Research Service. I was working
Can
on
you,
yeah,
sorry to interrupt you. Could you kind of walk me through what that institution is, why it's in Peoria, what the mission is? And to me, it's a very fascinating organization, the USDA
yeah,
building off the highway there. And it looks kind of imposing to some degree. I don't know what's going on, but then
yeah.
went there for a conference last year, and I'm fascinated by that whole institution. I hear there's a lot of PhDs doing a lot of
Yeah,
research. So can you walk me through the whole gamut of what's
yeah.
there and what do you guys do? Yeah.
Yeah, it really is a cool facility, and they're the lead technology transfer facility for the Agricultural Research Service. So the Agricultural Research Service has these lab locations all across the United States, and each one has a different mission. And the mission of the Ag Lab here in Peoria is to basically take agricultural kind of waste products or byproducts and develop them into commercial products. So, they'll take spent soybean oil or canola oil or something like that and develop biodiesel to make a greener, diesel, renewable diesel. They've got projects where they take agricultural waste and they digest it with microbes to release the sugars from the leftover crop material to ferment to make alcohol to supplement our gasoline. So they've got that going on. It's all kinds of stuff. They're big in pathogen, agricultural pathogen research, and that's what I was involved in, trying to understand how, for example, a wheat fungus attacks a crop and trying to develop ways to block that. Uh, Kind of mainly around pathogens and agricultural use products, and they're really famous for penicillin. So back during the World War II, the guy that discovered penicillin was an English guy, Fleming. I can't remember his first name. Yep, yep. And he discovered penicillin, but England got involved in the war before we did. So in order to mass produce it, they sent the fungus over to the Peoria Ag Lab, and
Wow.
we developed a liquid fermentation process to mass produce that antibiotic. And it was just in time for the war. Prior to that, they were, inoculating the fungus on these auger slabs, but you just couldn't grow enough to produce it in a mass amount. And the Ag Lab developed the liquid fermentation process where you could grow up gallons of this fungus and efficiently extract the penicillin antibiotic. So that's a big thing it's known for. It also developed Dextran, which is a supplement for blood. So if you're low on blood, you can supplement for transfusions. You can supplement it with Dextran to help in cases where you have low blood supply. They developed it's called Super Slurper. It's a agricultural waste product. And I don't remember the whole story behind this or the details, but some chemist was trying to develop a polymer out of agricultural waste, and he had a beaker of this stuff that kind of solidified overnight. He noticed that it really grew because it absorbed a lot of water. So they're using it's in diapers, the backing that's in
Mm-hmm.
diapers to soak up, all the urine.
Mm-hmm.
It's in that. They use it around plants to absorb water and keep the roots of plants hydrated, especially in dry, arid areas. They've done a lot of cool stuff. There's actually a company in the Peoria Next Innovation Center that's developing a sunscreen from the technology, from the oils from different plants, using that as a kind of non-toxic, renewable sunscreen. So all kinds of neat stuff goes on there.
Wow. And are they prototyping these or are they mass producing too in that same facility?
So what they do is usually the lead investigator will patent the technology, and then the, they they rely on companies exploring their patent database and then licensing that technology to develop it further. So usually companies don't really spin out of there. They can. Usually the investigators just file patents and then that technology is transferred to external companies that are searching for technology that they can then develop.